What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to an episode of Steelers Breakdown. Wanted to get on here a little bit earlier today just because of the rumors around Chris Olave and the Steelers. Wrote an article about this over at PennLive.com. Check it out. If you didn't see what has kind of transpired on the Bird app today, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, Adam Crowley of 93.7 The Fan said that someone in the know had told him to watch out. Chris Olave basically just letting him know there might be interest there. Um, and the Steelers, from what I've been told, here's what I've been told. This probably ain't going to happen. Let's just start off there. That is the gist of it. When people have aggregated my piece, they've taken bits and pieces from it and said this. But the gist of it is this is probably not going to happen. So let's kind of walk through this. First of all, Chris Olave is heading into his fourth year as a player. He has fifth year option picked up. Kellen Moore and the new Saints staff have repeatedly praised him, said that he's probably not going anywhere, and they expect him to be a big part of their offense. So I haven't gotten a read at all that they are very interested in trading him. And that was what the multiple sources told me, even from the Steelers side of things, that, hey, this doesn't sound likely. The Steelers did call about Chris Olave, and so some people look into that and say, wow, they're trying, right? And maybe they are, and they clearly are trying at least to make some type of move at wide receiver after trading George Pickens. But I don't think it's going to be Olave, guys, unless something changes drastically here. The Steelers at least called, but it was a due diligence call to see, hey, where's the kind of price on Chris Olave? How much would this cost us? And all of that. And the cost also is going to be very high. From what I was told the Saints are not very interested in trading him. And on top of that, if they do, they're going to want at least a day two pick, probably a second round pick. With his history of concussions, coming off the concussions like he did last year, guys, that's a really steep price to ask the Steelers to pay. I think when you're a team in limbo like they are, and as good as Olave is, right? I mean, Olave's great. I don't think they're going to take anything less than a two. That's what I had heard. The league sources I talked to kind of came to a consensus of what would it look like, a second round pick at least, a second round maybe, and a day three pick. I think the Steelers trade a second round and then pick swapped on day two, on day three. Sorry, it's possible that would be something that would be discussed if this were to happen. But it's a risky trade for the Steelers with the concussion issues that Olave has. The Saints, he's 24 years old. Even if they're going into a rebuild and it seems like they're starting that, this is not a guy you trade away. This is a guy you pay and keep him here because rebuilds in the NFL, we've seen teams like Houston and Detroit and Washington turn this ship around in 2 years. So rebuilds in the NFL don't take astronomically large amounts of time. Olave's going to be in his prime still when the Saints are theoretically going to hit this wagon again. And so to me, just doesn't make any sense from the Saints' point of view. From the Steelers' point of view, obviously trading for a guy like Olave has its appeal. He's a really good player. But for the biggest part of it and kind of where I have come down on this is it's a lot to ask the Steelers to trade a second round pick for him when they are going to be trying to trade up for a quarterback next year. I mean, listen, that is what they're going to do. They have telegraphed it, but it's going to be what happens. They are going to trade up for a quarterback, and that's kind of where things have started to look. At least that's their long-term view, right? Barring something happening where maybe either someone comes available or Will Howard proves to be the guy he is. And so when you're taking that long-term view, I think that's a really hard thing to sell. And so the Steelers are probably gonna, if they trade for one, I don't see them giving up more than a day three pick for a guy. I think that's kind of where we're at here. They could sign a free agent, one of those guys like Cooper or Allen. They're definitely going to look around this wide receiver market, but I also think they want to give Roman Wilson the chance to prove what he can do. So they at least want to give him OTAs and minicamp, just those team periods, just to see what they have there. Because he didn't practice much last year. It's kind of hard to know what you have when that guy's hurt all year. And so they're going to give Roman Wilson a shot here to show what he can do. And so this Olave stuff, I think, is kind of hogwash, to be quite honest with you, from what I've heard. Doesn't sound like it's close, imminent, anything of the sort. This is not close to being done. And so go on with your Friday. The Steelers very well could look to add somebody from the fray of this wide receiver class, et cetera, et cetera. But I'm not exactly expecting them here to go. and laying Chris Olave specifically. So just wanted to kind of dispel the rumors a little bit there. Olave, obviously a very talented football player. Just the concussion issues paired with the lack of interest from the Saints in moving him for good reason makes me think this is probably not going to happen. So that is all, folks. Thanks for watching. Short episode. I'll definitely be back next week talking about this. We still have a lot of time through OTAs. I'll take some of your questions. So, guys, if you have any questions below, they want answered, I'll answer some of those next week on the podcast, specifically because we are in that dead period. So this is a great time to discuss some things and kind of get the ball rolling on what you guys want to hear. So let me know what you guys want to hear. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on notification bell for more. We'll be back next week, everybody. Thanks for listening.